Hello, reaction video time. This is where I'm at. It's 5:35 in the morning. I'm still on East Coast time. Uh, it's Sunday, May 8th. I don't know why I'm giving you the date and time, but I just felt like it was something I wanted to do this go around. And as you can tell from my previous videos, I'm not where I normally am. I am actually in a hotel room in Tempe, Arizona. Uh, and I've decided to take a different approach on these. What is the dumbest thing an American has said to you? Instead of just, because I don't watch these things, I just react to them. I'm going to try and see if I could explain what the person was thinking when they said, not I could read their mind, because I take these things with a grain of salt. Somebody says this is what the Americans, what an idiot, what a moron. You know what? Because we're getting this secondhand information. We don't know what was actually said, okay, or what might have been trying to be said here. So I'm going to try a different approach here. See if this works. See what works out here. So let's take a look at this one.
I'm curious, what is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
As an American, it is my God-given right to respond to this. We're so goddamn stupid.
Again, I don't agree with that at all. But let's see what she has to say.
There's so many things to say. First, when I was 16 years old, I was working my minimum wage job, and someone spent 20 minutes arguing with me and my coworkers that eggs, in fact, had dairy in them.
Now, eggs do not have dairy in them, but so in supermarkets in the United States, sometimes I think most places you find eggs in the dairy section, even though they don't have dairy in them. But because I even looked it up because I was just curious why. I didn't ask why they put eggs in the dairy department sometimes, but I wanted to know what, because I want to know what dairy was. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, dairy refers to all fluid milk and products from foods from milk. This includes milk, obviously milk, yogurt, cheese, ice cream, and butter. Eggs are not included, obviously. But like I said, one of the things that I've uh, understand especially when I hear some of these things. Look, if you don't know, you don't know. We're all going to say stupid things, okay? And if you don't know, you don't know. This is a nice this thing here. It's a nice little resource, especially if you can go to the internet. You can ask these questions. I've said stupid things, or there was one situation. I'll give you a couple situations real quick. A couple of people were talking about Copenhagen, okay, as a place, and this is when I was back in, I don't know, 12, 13, whatever it was. I had never heard of Copenhagen as a place. The only thing I'd heard as a tobacco product, because it's a tobacco product in the United States. Maybe it's a tobacco product around the world as well. Well, I uh, did the old, instead of um, you know letting them think you're a moron and open your mouth and removing all doubt. I went and I looked it up and found out it was the capital of Denmark, and then now I know. Uh, I'll tell you that, but that's not really a stupid thing. That's something I didn't know. That was a little bit of, if you didn't know something, you look it up. But a stupid thing that I did actually say was I confused Betsy Ross with Diana Ross and claimed that Diana Ross knitted the flag. Now I was like 7 or 8 when I did that, and that brought the house down. But we all say stupid things in our life, okay, and we will continue to say stupid things in our life. But that doesn't make us dumb or stupid.
Someone one time told me to go back to the Soviet Union because I have a Russian last name. And
Now I don't know if she has a Russian last name or not, but uh, depending on when this was taken, well, I don't think TikTok was around when the Soviet Union collapsed. I think it collapsed. I want to say 1991.
when I told them the Soviet Union has been dissolved since about 1989, they said, no, it hasn't.
No, yes, it has. Again, uh, it's now, well, okay, they clearly don't know what they're talking about as far as that's concerned. That comes out of ignorance.
Someone once argued with me that they should be allowed to say a word that sounded like a slur, even though it wasn't the slur, it was just another word in the English language, except I'm pretty sure that word is where the slur was derived from. Once I made a dumb blonde joke around someone that dyes their hair blonde, and they genuinely responded with, "Ha, joke's on you, I'm not an actual blonde." Imagine how dumb I'd be if I was. Someone
You know, you know, people say silly things, and sometimes they don't think it through.
Someone once told me we had 51 states, and when I asked what the 51st state was, they said Mexico?
Now, keep in mind, we have 50 states in the United States. Alaska's 49, I believe, and I know Hawaii is 50, and those two are actually outside of the continental U.S. Barack Obama famously said there were 58 states, but to be fair to him, he'd been on the campaign trail, probably hadn't had a lot of sleep when he said that. But no, Mexico is not our 51st state.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So I'm from the Netherlands and I play a lot of games, so I have a lot of friends from America. And they have said some stupid things to me in the, the past few years that I'm playing. For starters, someone asked what language we speak in Europe.
Well, again, sometimes we tend to think that Europe is one big giant country. So I don't know why people think that instead of a collection of different countries. French, they speak French. Obviously, in England, they speak English. Germany, German. Uh, Portugal, Portuguese. Spain, Spanish. Italy, Italian, so forth. Uh, in the Netherlands, I believe they speak Dutch.
I also told someone that I'm from the Netherlands and they just said, "Oh, so you're German."
And I actually, when it came to this, when it came to the Netherlands, I thought the Netherlands was to the north of Germany for the longest time. Then I looked it up, and it's really more to the west of Germany. But they are close to each other. They do border each other. Just lack of knowledge on the of things. It's pretty silly. The only thing I can guess is that they just uh, didn't understand, haven't read a map or anything like that. I'm trying to rationalize this, but this is kind of difficult.
What? I also told another American buddy of mine that I lived in the Netherlands and he just assumed that I lived in Amsterdam. And when I told him I didn't live in Amsterdam, he didn't believe me.
You can actually learn a lot about a country by its football clubs. And yes, I said football, and I'm an American. I know I'm talking about soccer, but I said football because it makes more sense because you actually put foot to ball. Um, there's a lot of different places in the Netherlands, Rotterdam, Eindhoven. I mean, if you just look at the football clubs, the names on the football clubs, and then go to a map and see where they're located, you can do a lot. You can do a lot, find a lot geographically.
I have no idea why.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
Being an American, I know how stupid Americans can
Again, don't like the word stupid.
be. When I was younger, I lived in Korea.
Okay, so you lived in Korea. Now, obviously, you would lived in South because you would not live in North because, first of all, I know Americans can travel to North Korea if they go through China, but they generally aren't very welcome there, and it's usually a state-sponsored tour that you have to go through where they basically indoctrinate you about how uh, America is garbage and North Korea is this garden utopia. In fact, there's a YouTube video from Vice on this, which is actually very, very good, which I've seen several times.
And when I got back stateside, this one guy asked me in a very thick country accent,
Oh, and so you got to give me the country accent too. Just to emphasize it. Go for it, pal.
"Did you live in North Korea or South Korea?"
Um, there are people in the United States who don't give a rat's rear end about North or South Korea and don't know the difference. Okay, there are people like that. Okay, it is not considered common knowledge in the United States. So while I would say this person needs to learn a little bit more, I'm not necessarily. I would basically explain this if you would ask me. I said, well, North Korea is a enemy of the United States, and it's basically a hellhole. Uh, I would That's how I would explain it to him. I said nobody was going to live in the North. Nobody wants to live in the North.
He was being honest. He didn't know the difference between North and South Korea.
And like I said, that's not necessarily a surprise. There's a lot of people who don't know the difference between North and South Korea. I do, but again, It's not something that's on the tip of everybody's tongue. It's not something that everybody knows on a regular basis. They should, okay? We should be a little bit more knowledgeable about this, but not everybody knows about that.
Dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
I'm in a sorority, and whenever I was going through recruitment, I asked a girl in a different organization what her favorite part of being in that sorority was. And she looked at me and said, because we're so diverse.
Did she say it like that? Maybe she did. I'm just curious. Did she say it like that?
We have blonde-haired girls and brown-haired girls.
And was she serious? Okay, that's the other thing. Like I said, we're getting secondhand information here. If that's her idea of diverse, then she is. That's actually silly. Okay, what redhead head girls with black hair, girls with different colored hair. But yeah, that sounds more like a. Well, I'm not going to call this girl a liar, but it doesn't sound right to me. Or maybe somebody was playing a joke or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's not diverse.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
I'm Irish, and I've had more than one American tell me that my English is really good for an Irish person.
I'm kind of curious.
I'm guessing that's because they aren't aware that they speak English in Ireland.
What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
So it wasn't towards me, but it felt like it was because I'm Salvadoreña. So they asked in high school to write down the 7 countries that make up Central America.
And let me guess, nobody could do it.
Every single white person in that class.
Every single white person in that class. Okay, let's make sure we get that right. It's every single white person.
Did not get one, not even one country correctly. They kept saying Mexico, they kept saying Puerto Rico, Cuba. Like, how do you not get one country right?
Well, if I can make you feel better, Guatemala, Costa Rica, El Salvador.
One.
I got 3. I know there are more, but Honduras, Panama. Is Panama considered Central America? I think Panama is. But hey, at least they didn't misinterpret it in the countries and said Central America, started going like Kansas, Oklahoma, and things like that. But yeah, I think people should know Central American countries. It's really not that difficult to find out. But keep in mind, it was only the white people that didn't know this.
Come on, people.
I'm kind of curious. What is the dumbest thing an American has ever said to you?
I've had many Americans tell me that Americans do not have an accent.
Yeah, we've actually covered this before. Everybody has an accent, whether you think you do or not. If you go in the United States and you head south, in the South, you do have those Southern accents that the guy previous was trying to imitate. There are a Northeast accent. Where they, in New York, give me a hot dog and a coffee regular. Okay, I'm terrible at New York accents, but they don't pronounce that "oh." That's all right. But everybody has an accent, one way or the other. Okay, well, and I know she's talking from a country perspective, like a German accent, French accent, an Irish accent, an English accent, and so forth. But yeah, everybody has an accent.
This is just things Americans have said to me. I've got another story, some more dumb shit some Americans have genuinely said to me. So I'm on a plane, right, with my mum. It's about 14 years old, coming back from LA, and there was this American couple on the flight, and they're sitting like in the seats next to us, in the 4 seat, right? So, we're being all nice, and we're going, oh yeah, so what are you guys planning on doing while you're in England? I could not believe my ears when I heard what they said next. They told me that they're hoping to see the whole of Britain in 2 days. 2 fucking days!
Is that what they said? Is that exactly what they said? Maybe they said we're going to explore as much of Britain as we can in 2 days. Maybe we've got 2 days to explore all of Britain. Okay? Are you sure you heard that correctly?
Please, are you stupid? So we thought...
I don't think, look, even in the United States, even the person who doesn't know understand geography knows you can't explore even most of the cities in a couple of days. It takes a lot of the places, a lot of the you forget the big cities. I'm talking about places, some of the smaller cities like Columbus, Ohio, where I'm from, or Wheeling, West Virginia, or some other places like Charlotte, North Carolina. It takes more than 2 days.
Thought that we would start off in London, and then we would head up to Manchester, back down to Wales, and then up to Scotland.
Okay, maybe they have 2 days to do all of that, and maybe they're going to try and see as much as they can in 2 days. Obviously, that's a heck of a load to take on, but and look, and maybe they are ignorant of England, of Britain, and all that going like I said, going to up there, down there, and so forth. But maybe they're doing it all by train. I don't. Again, I've never been to Britain, so I don't know if it's possible to do something like that, to literally get on a train and do that in 2 days. Maybe it is, but maybe they're saying they're going to explore all they can in 2 days. Maybe that's what the point what they're trying to do is.
This is the problem. Like, why? Americans need to learn geography, man.
No, I think they understand geography fine. They, like I said, I know you're 14 years old. Seems like it was a while ago. They're going to see all they can in 2 days.
And I know we're smaller than a lot of your states in your country, yeah? But use your brain for once. Can you travel around the whole of Michigan and see everything you want with a
better question is, do I want to travel all around the whole state of Michigan for 2 days?
Substantial amount in 2 days? No, shut your mouth.
Oh yeah, we got to shut our mouth because this guy here thinks we're morons. Okay, fair enough. Everybody's entitled to an opinion.
American.
Yeah, I'm American.
Would you say you're smart? Are you intelligent?
I would say I'm smart.
Okay. Name 5 countries in Europe.
I'll try. Italy, Germany, France, Spain, Portugal. Some of the ones I said before. Netherlands, Belgium, Czech Republic, Ukraine, Denmark, Sweden, Norway.
Moscow?
That's a city.
Is Paris?
Another city. That doesn't bode well. That doesn't look good.
Dumb things Americans have said to me. Part 1.
Do they all say it like that?
Do you speak your native language?
Is that how they ask you the question? Do Americans do that a lot? I'm curious. I really want to know because do you speak your native language? Is that how we sound? Is that how we talk when we counter you? I mean, it's a silly question. I agree, but is that how we say it?
What? Do you dream in British?
Like I said, do we say it like that?
No, I dream in fucking Chinese, love.
Oh, is that how you respond to them as well? I mean, look, it goes back to ignorance. Do you dream in British? What do you think she dreams in?
Of course I dream in British. Do you only drink tea?
Again, is that how? Again, do you only drink tea? No, just speak normal. Do you only drink tea?
You're a knob. For part 2?
I'm not American, but I would love to hear the most American things that you've ever heard.
So I live in Hawaii, and people vacation here every single day. And I've met some of the stupidest, richest Americans in the world. And here's a reenactment of a conversation that I had with one of them. I just really don't like the vibes that America gives me, but I love Hawaii. What?
Hawaii is America. It's the 50th state.
America is just so sad and, so depressing. But Hawaii is just so beautiful. I love it here.
Well, I'm so glad that you made her feel better. If the continental U.S. is so god awful and she thinks Hawaii is a completely different vibe, I'm sure you made her feel wonderful about that.
You do realize that Hawaii is the 50th state. What? No, it's not. Hawaii is, like, not part of the United States. And I just want to say, this girl is the only child who is the heiress to a multi-billion-dollar company.
So in other words, she doesn't have to think, okay? She's already set for life. So, look, why get involved? Why get into a conversation with this person? Why even try and have this conversation? Okay, look, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. Okay, and it's amazing that she doesn't know. Yeah, but whatever.
This shows you the type of people that are going to be running our world in the next 20 years.
You really think that she's going to be running this world in the next 20 years? Okay. You really think this person who doesn't know why he's the 50th state is going to be running this world?
I'm not American, but I would love to hear the most American things that you've ever heard. For me, it was this time I was talking to somebody from Texas, and they were telling me how when they moved into a new house in a new neighborhood, one of their neighbors came over, gave a little knock knock on the door, said, "Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Welcome to the neighborhood. We're so glad to have you. Just letting you know that if our house ever catches fire, you need to get as far away as humanly possible because we have so much ammunition and gunpowder, it will explode within minutes."
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what I think about that. Okay. I would appreciate them for giving me that information. Thank you very much. But I would obviously be concerned. And I'd probably ask them how many guns they have and go from there. But yeah, people do own guns in the United States. Okay.
If you read LA as Los Angeles instead of Louisiana, you're a Democrat.
Nope.
If you read LA as Los Angeles instead of Louisiana, you're a Democrat. I don't think this message is meant for people outside the United States. Okay. I think this is a message. I'm trying to figure what he's trying to say here. LA, you're not. Okay. Because there's a lot of Democrats. Well, Louisiana generally votes Republican, but there are a lot of Democrats in Louisiana too. Okay. Yeah, I don't think this. Either way, I don't think this was meant for. I know that like things like TikTok and YouTube and these other social media are worldwide, but I don't think this was actually meant for international consumption.
I'm English, and I've seen any television or movie before. When you see LA on a TV show or in a movie, it means Los Angeles.
Well, maybe to you it does. Okay, when I say look, I was actually born in Long Beach, which isn't far from LA. I just said it myself, but no, LA can mean Louisiana too. I mean, we have state abbreviations. That's why I use this, and I'm going to punch in state abbreviation for Louisiana. Bear with me a moment here. Yeah, state abbreviations, and let's see what it says for Louisiana. Okay. There it is, right there. You can see it. Louisiana is LA. Now, again, I don't know what this person was pertaining to and saying that it means you're a Democrat or something like that. But I don't think it was intended for your English eyes to look at. So,
Escape from LA. LA's finest. And 1,000 other examples. Now, I have absolutely no political affiliations to any American groups. The fact that you would assume my political affiliation based on one of the most popular and obvious abbreviations of a city in any medium means you're a fucking idiot.
No, it just means it wasn't. You were reading something that wasn't meant for you. Like I said, I don't know what that person was saying. Like I said, I'm trying to guess, but I'm, I'm thinking on the fly. Um, but no, that doesn't make him an idiot. It just means that look, like I said, I just don't think it was meant for this person's eyes. But like I said, these are, and I could be wrong. Okay, like I said, I'm not perfect. Okay, I could be absolutely 100% wrong here, but I guess I don't think it was meant for international eyes, but it was, and he's treating it like it was. But like I said, I'm just looking at these things, trying to make some sense out of what the person. Because I don't like being called stupid. I know a lot of people don't like being called stupid, for obvious reasons, and I'm not going to start calling people stupid over something like this. Okay, but I just don't think this was meant for his eyes. But well, that's the end of this video. Like I said, this is a little bit different for me doing it on out here in a hotel room, just reacting to this and trying to make some sense out of some of this stuff. But well, that's this video in the bag. Please click like and subscribe. Please tell me what you think, and I'll continue to do these as long as you seem to like them. And if I don't, then tell me and I'll stop. But thanks very much for watching this. Like I said,